These Palestinian men used to work in Israel, but when the war started last October, they all became unemployed. Israel canceled their work permits and banned nearly 160,000 occupied West Bank workers from entering Israel. With the loss of their income, they took matters into their own hands and turned to their ancestral profession, agriculture. The idea was the brainchild of Mohammad Thabit, who is also cultivating 2 acres.
The idea began after work stopped following the 7th of October, and there were no options for work in the occupied West Bank. Due to the siege imposed on the village, including checkpoints and closures, we found that the only option was to return to the land and cultivate it.
Losing their work permits and jobs didn't stop these Palestinian men from trying to find new employment opportunities. They returned to their roots and began to reclaim their agricultural lands to earn money. Mazen worked in Israel for 7 years. The father of 6 says he wasn't proud to work in Israel, but he had no choice. But now things are different.
The land was there and we naturally loved the land and returned to working in it. It took a war for us to return and work in our land. We cultivated it and the season is fine.
The Palestinian economy has been struggling since the war started. Nearly a quarter of the occupied West Bank labor force generated 17% of the Palestinian national economy through jobs in Israel before the war, pumping millions of dollars into the local economy.
The war came and brought us back to the land. The land was neglected. We returned to it and felt its value.
Salame had no previous experience in farming, but with the encouragement and support of friends, he started his farming project. He now says that even if the ban is lifted, he will not be going back.
To be honest, this thing called Israel is over for me. The suffering of working there is very difficult. I've been dreaming for years of working in Palestine as long as there's a source of income.
This project revived 37 agricultural acres in this tiny village and employed more than 200 workers who were unemployed due to the cancellation of their permits. The Palestinian workers in Israel generated around $3 billion a year, but many prefer what they're doing now.
If we find someone who supports and strengthens the steadfastness of farmers on their land and stands with them, we will continue.
This year's harvest is abundant, which has injected a great deal of optimism in these men. And despite the difficulty of the work, it has given them hope that they are finally on a path to economic liberation. Mohammad Al-Kassim, TRT World, Beit Dajan, occupied West Bank.